Good morning and welcome to today's episode of Market Check. I am Tommy. You guys also know me as Snorlax. I am joined by Max and Tucker. Welcome, guys. I hope everybody has had a phenomenal start to the week. That goes for, like I've been saying, the panel as well as the viewers. Thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate y'all tuning in and spending your Wednesday morning with us. We're going to be breaking down charts from equities to crypto, whether that be, equities that have been ripping all week or crypto, which has been, kind of the opposite, which is weak this week. And, it was the exact opposite of that, the inverse the last 2 weeks. So crazy market. Did we have CPI today or was it just PPI today?
Just PPI.
I couldn't even tell, man. You can't even see these things show up on the chart anymore. But it's, I feel like the legacy market today not doing much is kind of reflective of what these event days have become, unless we get, some data that significantly deviates expectations. We're probably just going to finish the day around the same place where we started, maybe a little bit higher, right? As volatility kind of gets crushed on days like today, hedges roll off as we've talked about, and there's just that natural lift on price. But I feel like chop is probably going to be the theme of the day. But I will say, one of the things that we're kind of seeing throughout the week is, volatility in the dollar continuing to be crushed. So what has happened to legacy markets? They have traded higher. The S&P has ultimately traded higher this week. Have we topped? I'm sure we'll talk about that on this show. I'm not sure that we've topped here locally on SPOOs. I still think we have a bit further to go on both the VIX to the downside as well as indexes to the upside here before we start to look for a reaction. But the one thing I really want to talk about in equities today, and I'm sure we'll be very happy to talk about it, is TLT, right? TLT is ripping off the bottom. Whatever data we had today was very good for TLT. That's all I know. You can see it on the chart, gapped up about $1 on that ETF. I think, I mean, it's maybe a little bit too early to officially call bottom on treasuries, but I think we sniped it earlier this week. I gotta say, I think we pretty much nailed that on Monday, Tuesday. Shout out to our Discord who bought the bottom of TLT. I think that this thing has bottomed, that you're probably going to begin to see the short squeeze on this asset, or rather this ETF. And we'll see where it kind of transpires, right? And what that does, more importantly, what that does for legacy markets over the next 2 or 3 weeks. Meanwhile, you have all of this, you have this sideways price action today in equities, but it's been rising. Meanwhile, you have the weakness in crypto, which is pretty pronounced right now, in my opinion. I was expecting Bitcoin to be pinned near 28K this week, admittedly, and it hasn't. It's one of those things where we are now hugging support in a way that I don't know is necessarily bullish. The type that builds up lots of long liquidity, and we're not sure yet necessarily if it's going to result in a squeeze or whether it's going to result in one of those, really nasty barts through support. But the longer we kind of hang out at the support level, the more I'm leaning towards the latter, I gotta say, guys. But a whole bunch to talk about today. Like I said, crypto weakness, TLT ripping, and I'm sure we'll have some commentary on what indexes are going to be doing for the rest of the week and over the next 2 or 3 weeks, right into OPEX and expiration. But how are we doing, guys? How was our Wednesday mornings? And what are we seeing in the markets?
Yes, Tommy, I love the background. First of all, it's great. What is that? Is that a golf ball or what? What am I looking at?
That's Pluto behind me, man. I had to keep it on brand.
Interesting.
Gotta explain that one, man.
Keep it on brand, man.
Yeah, all right. Well, we're gonna get into that for sure. I'm not gonna let you get away with not explaining why there's a Pluto behind you. But I mean, look, I took some profit this morning. We covered that in our Discord. I bought some TQQQ a little while back at range low, and Tucker, maybe you could pull it up real quick since you got your chart up.
Oh yeah,
we were buying TQQQ. My average was 35. It's like 35.50, 35.6, something like that, like mid 35 region. And I scooped it up right off of that low, and it was a little bit choppy at the very beginning. And I kept telling everyone in our Discord, I was like, I'm not selling this into support. I don't feel like, yes, it looks terrible. It looks hard to hold, and it is, but we're holding support here. And I'm seeing people aggressively selling into that local low. I was like, I'll happily fade that. So I scooped up a pretty nice bag of TQQQ in the mid 35s and just covered it this morning over 39. I think we could move a little bit higher, truthfully. I think we could probably move up to like 40, but even if we break out from here, I wanted to take some profit off the table, and me taking profit on it is not necessarily reflective of me having a bearish stance here for the NASDAQ, but it was a great little trade. And again, just so you guys are aware, again, we're running 1 month free in that Discord. If you want to check it out, the link to sign up is in the bio of this video. It's becausebitcoin.com/premium. And you can get 1 month for free using code TwitterBB. You can also find it on our Twitter. But anyways, it's a great time. 30 days for free. We give out all of our positions and premium analysis. But I am still leaning bullish on equities going into the end of the year, and probably Q1. Now, there's a lot that can happen, and I don't want to forecast out too far, but I'm not that bearish. And I think that as long as nothing goes wrong, you have to just imagine a float up like we've seen for portions of this year. Yes, PPI came in a little bit hot this morning, but it was also lower than the previous print. So yes, it came in a little higher than expectations, but it came in lower than the previous print. So I think it's kind of a non-factor. I'm not that concerned by it. I'm actually not concerned by it at all. And this morning pre-market, when we got PPI numbers, I saw everybody on Twitter freaking out, higher for longer. Oh my God, higher for longer. Fed's going to go higher for longer. And then I'm like, oh man, are they really going to start pricing in another 25 basis point hike, or, keeping rates elevated significantly longer than like middle of next year? Like, what are they really going to price in now? And I get to my desk and I open up my trading view, and what do you know? TLT's up and yields are down, and SPX and NASDAQ are both up. So the market kind of brushed off this hot print, and just doesn't seem to really care. So I think they're probably using this as an opportunity to just continually float the market up and probably crush vol again. And I don't think there's really a reason to be that bearish equities. Yes, structurally speaking, we could point to a retest of overhead supply on SPX. But Tucker, I'm happy you pulled this chart up. Take a look at DXY. DXY and risk have a negative correlation with one another. This is not a bullish chart, in my opinion. I don't think this looks like a retest imminent to spring higher for DXY. If DXY retraces down, I would just say even to like 103, 102, you're probably going to see the NASDAQ put in a new high of the year. I won't say all-time high quite yet, but DXY looks terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. And it rejected exactly from where we wanted it to. Not a cent higher. It was right at the mid-range of the monthly FVG. Okay. We tagged it and we started moving down immediately. We said 107 to 107.50, and look what happened. Oh, and that's even more confluence there, the mid-range. Beautiful, Tucker.
Look at
So
that.
I think you have to take all this stuff into consideration and say, okay, well, we did have a hot PPI this morning. The market absorbed that and brushed it off. DXY looks like it's about to capitulate. Maybe a little bit more chop, maybe a little bit more distribution. But what is there really to be that bearish about right now? I know there's a lot of bearish stuff stacking up, but right now, I'm not seeing it right now. I think there's more reasons to be bullish for legacy markets. Crypto, I could see some altcoin shorts printing in the very near future. I don't think I wouldn't short Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been trading completely agnostic of whatever Legacy's been doing. 2 or 3 weeks ago, when Legacy was puking, Bitcoin didn't do anything. Now Legacy's ripping, specifically the NASDAQ, and Bitcoin's still not doing anything. Bitcoin is not trading like beta to Legacy right now. It doesn't mean that it won't in the future, but I think it's silly to position in it expecting it to suddenly tighten back up that correlation. So, yeah, I think if you want to short altcoins, go for it. they're probably going to puke. A lot of them look very pukey. I think if Q4 tells us anything, historically speaking, Q4 has been terrible for alt BTC valuations. Someone in the comments pointed that out to me. I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago. And I looked into it, and he's exactly correct. Q4 has been terrible for alts. So maybe it's even just a conservative pair trade. Have some long Bitcoin exposure and short alts. That's probably the safest way to go about it. But yeah, I mean, look, you have to be a little bit careful too, because I think that ETH BTC is probably going to put in a short squeeze at some point. I'm not exactly sure when. Maybe this is it, but yeah, that's generally what I'm seeing. But yeah, let's get some thoughts from Tucker, man. We'll have a nice discussion. But yeah, what do you say?
Look at this. Look at this swing fail, man. Look at this just rejection. I've just had this range drawn. This is just 2023, the whole thing, basically. Obviously we can see the 25K support bidders it's worked out for him thus far. And I would wager it's not going to work out a third time. Like you said, the PPI was kind of a nothing burger, I think. I guess let's just talk about the dollar first. Tommy said it many times, right? You've said it so many times. It overshoots to the downside, right? I think even if it's able to just do the, I mean, even if it just does this, I think that's bearish, because this is just a pressure on risk, right? It doesn't have to be going straight up, but if it's elevated above 105, I think that's just like neutral to bearish. I just don't think that's bullish. I think you need this thing to come down in a big way. Not if there was an event, right? You just need it to naturally come down in a big way to get a Dixie driven risk rally. But I think, if he is done, obviously that's technically bearish for Dixie pricing, right? Because interest rates increase the strength of the dollar, essentially, is what's happening. So he should be done, right? He should be done. So it's just, how is the dollar going to naturally trade, now that he's done? I mean, I still expect the Fed to out-hawk other central banks. And so if they're not done, he's probably not done. But I think everybody's probably done at this point. So, yeah, he'll probably try to temper it with some hawkish language if he is done. But that is technically bearish on the Dixie and probably technically bullish for risk. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on Powell. But yeah, I think altcoin shorts here are the move for sure. Max, you definitely hit a nice TQQQ play, but we've been slamming some specific altcoins in our Discord that I can't mention publicly.
Dude, I really think Bitcoin's gonna hold up here, man. I can't shake that we're gonna be back above 28K by week's end or early next week.
Why?
Well, I woke up and I had some coffee and water, and I looked outside and I saw this cardinal. And in my exhausted state, the cardinal opened its mouth, and when it squawked, it looked like it said 28K. So, Yep. No, I'm just kidding. I mean,
the question is, what's more powerful, the cardinal or Pluto?
Dude, is Pluto even real?
Is Pluto a planet?
Pluto apparently is not a planet.
Apparently it's not a
planet. Apparently it was, and then it just suddenly wasn't. They were just like, no, it's just suddenly not anymore. It just doesn't meet the criteria. It didn't pass the exam.
Just a big rock.
Turns out it cheated on its entrance exam, so it's now kicked out. I don't know what it is then, man. It's just apparently there, but planet of destruction. But look, I'll tell you this. Bitcoin has remained resilient, and yes, we can look at altcoins and try to extrapolate that out to Bitcoin, but I am not feeling like Bitcoin has a significant break. I could see a move down sub 27K, like 26.9, 26.850, like a little sweep of the low. I actually think we're probably going to move back up to the weekly open here pretty soon. Like I think we're below Monday's low right now. I think we'll probably move back up. Here, let me see if this will work for me today. I'd love to be able to share my screen, but it works for me like half the time and it's not working. Okay. Not going to do that. But yeah, on the lower time frames, I mean, I think it's probably going to move back up to the weekly open. I mean, we're seeing a lot of like, again, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday morning chop and bleed into what I would still consider to be lower time frame support. With equities looking pretty strong, in my opinion. So I think we just swept some equal lows. I think we might take out the low that was set already today. And I wouldn't be surprised to see us move back up at all.
I don't know.
I don't think Bitcoin's for shorting here. I really don't.
No, I
don't
wouldn't.
think it's going to give.
I'd rather short altcoins than Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I think altcoins could bleed 50% against Bitcoin here. Bitcoin could be at 27 or 28K a month from now, and you could see a 25-cent Matic. You really could. That's the environment that we're in. I'm not necessarily forecasting that, but it's to illustrate an example, to illustrate the spirit of the market in its current state.
Yeah.
I wouldn't touch Bitcoin here. I think you want to have some long Bitcoin exposure, certainly just not short Bitcoin here. I don't see any good reason to do that. I'm not bearish Bitcoin here.
We are currently below the value area low of the profile anchored from the big squeeze candle we had to get us to 28K.
Look at that. That's just a trend shift. It's just a trend shift. That's
Tommy,
all it is.
as they say, deviation.
Deviation.
I think Bitcoin's in a pretty precarious spot here because I really was also in the camp that we'd probably just stay pinned near 28K basically all week. But, if we have essentially broken down from distribution here, then I would look for, if you're bullish, you need to see 27.5 reclaimed from a structural standpoint, a volume standpoint, you need to see that level reclaimed. But I think, the longer that we accept outside of this value area, that what looks like distribution right now, it could be, accumulation, and this is a deviation PO3 type of setup, but you need to get it back above that level. Otherwise, I would almost be expecting a larger unwind in Bitcoin to occur fairly soon.
This is what I took from over here. This top looked so similar to right here. It was unbelievable. Look at this. This is your future.
No.
Yeah, man.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, right here. Yeah.
It's a great comment.
I was about to put that up.
Oh, man. Evan about to be liquidated.
That testimony. It's pretty wild, the stuff that they've been saying.
No, I haven't tuned in at all, man. I've just been reading
like a couple comments. Do you have more?
No, not too much. It's just it's pretty clear from Caroline's testimony that Sam was a complete sociopath, man. A complete
sociopath. Yeah. That he wanted to be president and whatever, yeah.
And they knew they were insolvent before the bull run, basically. Or before the spring of 2021, they knew that they were already insolvent. And Luna is what put them so deep into the hole that they couldn't they could not pull themselves out of that hole. I think it was 14 to 20 billion. That was the hole in the FTX balance sheet that Luna blew. So yeah, I don't see, people are saying that Sam can get off. I would be shocked if he didn't get like life in prison. Unless, behind closed doors, he's just ratting on the entire industry to save his own ass.
Have you guys seen this alpha in the Discord?
Whoa.
Unreal.
Is that real?
Yeah.
When's the McRib come back?
I think it's
the McRib
next month. I think it's next month.
What if there's actually alpha in that? I bet it goes way deeper than that. Like it has to do with
Oh, it's esoteric for sure. Yeah.
it
Lance will
definitely
know.
has to do with like cost of production or like food costs, being in a lull, and it's definitely like there's a science behind it. There's math behind it and why that actually makes sense, even if it's funny that it's the McRib.
No, it's esoteric for sure. Yeah, no, Nick sent that in the Discord earlier. I wonder.
I like that.
Yeah.
So time to just shove when the McRib comes back.
When does the McRib? I'm looking that up right now, man.
McRib.
Tommy, how those TLT calls treating you this morning?
Oh man, I'm having a great morning, Max.
Yeah,
I
those
woke
are
up.
juicy.
I had no idea what the print was. I look at TradingView pre-market. I'm like, oh, nice.
Yeah.
TLT's ripping.
Yeah, I woke up, saw everybody freaking out about higher for longer because PPI came in a little bit hot, and I was just like, damn, man, are they really about to do this? And then just didn't matter at all. It's a great day. It's a great day when your positions just like shrug off the thing that could have brought them down,
Yeah. No, I mean, they've just been using these any more of these macro events are just an excuse for them to crush volatility and burn hedges out of the market.
Okay, Tommy, we need to talk about your background now. We need just a little bit more context. I won't bug you too much, but there's a giant planet behind. Well, actually, not a planet. There's a giant whatever it is behind you. Please provide us with the context because it's important.
The context that you need is that Pluto is indirect for the next 5 months, and the next 3 months are the most important period of that. That is pretty much the context that you need. I interpret the astrology as bearish.
When was the last time Pluto was indirect?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay, because we need
also, guys, the McRib is back in November, so
holy crap. Fed pause rally. McRib rally. Here it comes, boys.
The
McRib rally. Wait, yeah. Do we know when Pluto was indirect last? We don't.
Okay,
know?
Where I'm going with this is I want to know when the last time it was indirect was, because if it's bearish, right? When was Pluto deemed not a planet? So maybe it doesn't matter if it's indirect now. Let's go a little deeper.
Tommy,
what?
Do you have answers to these questions?
I don't know the last time it was indirect, but I know that I want to say there was a fairly important date for Pluto right before the market went from 22.5 to 19.5 during the SVB crisis. That was the last time you had a relevant, meaningful date surrounding Pluto. But I don't remember the exact date of it. But that's my background, guys. That's the alpha that you're getting right now.
No, that's good stuff. And one thing that I have to mention before we continue the show, the most important thing ever, maybe in the existence of mankind, is that this video doesn't have enough likes on it. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Happy Wednesday, October 11th. Thank you guys for being here. As always, we got 32 people watching. See a lot of the regulars in the comments. Shout out to all you guys. If you guys could just take one quick moment, just one moment. That's all I ask. Just a quick sign into your account and just hit that like button for us. It does wonders for the channel. All I need is a like. That's it. Just a like. We got 32 people watching, and I know you guys are liking the stream, but it needs to be reflected in that like count. So if you guys could please do us a solid and just hit that like button for us. It helps push the channel. It helps us grow. It does wonders for us. So thank you guys again so much for being here. And if you can spare a like, that'd be fantastic. Wow, look at you guys already running it up. We got 22 likes now. Look at you guys.
Nice.
Fantastic. You guys always go to bat. Look at this. Mario, thank you. Got your like. Thank you, Mario. All the normals, guys. I see Evan scalping in the comments again. Evan. Evan has an official role at Because Bitcoin, man. He's the market check comment scalper. It's an official position.
So Pluto was declared a dwarf planet in 2006. So it's not a planet; it's a dwarf planet. So they did make that distinction, but
Watch what you're saying.
it's a dwarf, Max.
Okay, it's a dwarf.
Tommy, I can't figure out when the last time Pluto was in
We don't
direct.
have to figure it out on stream, but
Yes, we do. This is the most important thing we're gonna do ever. Okay, no, we can do it. We can do it later. All right, let's look at some crypto, guys. I want to look at some crypto. Maybe let's look at BNB. I think that's really what we need to look at.
This is what we need to look at. Yeah.
Ooh, Matique.
It's I mean, BNB is just a very slow, controlled sell-off right now. What happens if that is no longer the case? I think that's kind of been my question for the whole crypto market for really the last 2 months at this point. They're running out of room at this point.
Okay, so if they've run out of room, well, one, it sounds like you're not thinking we make another stab at range high. You think we're at range low and that this might be it.
I'm no longer in the camp that I am confident that they can pin it at 28K anymore. I think we might have broken structure.
Okay. So if BNB loses range low, what next?
Altcoins get incinerated, man. You probably see a type of event from altcoins like the one we had in June, where you just randomly got those 20 to 30% down candles on a lot of altcoins. I think you might see that on some of these.
You were short for that one. I remember that.
that was my Bitcoin dominance short, man.
I remember that.
Bitcoin dominance long, I should say. That was a great trade.
I remember that because you didn't even have that much size on for you, and you woke up and things had just literally moved. I remember that was a wild one.
Expecting that.
Yeah. Oh, we lost our chart guy. I don't know where he went.
He'll be back.
We're stuck looking at BNB. I don't know what that little boomerang is on there. But yeah, okay. So here's the area that Bitcoin kind of needs to hold from here. Let me see. Please let me share my screen. Yes. Okay. It just suddenly started to work. Okay. So here's what we're going to want to see on Bitcoin if we want any chance of holding here. Let me fit this a little bit better. I'm on my giant monitor. How does that look? You see this okay, Tommy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm on my giant monitor, so I kind of have to fit it normally, just eyeballing it. But what we're going to want to see here is we'll probably want to just see this low right here get swept. Let's do a little sweep. Take out this daily naked point of control. And we're going to basically want to see this right here. And then all of this is demand. And if this happens, so if this ends up becoming demand, or, you could even draw it from right here. I don't know, something like this. Then I think you can look for Bitcoin longs, something like this. Maybe those highs, maybe range high again. I won't rule it out, but this is that key area where you're going to want to see this low get tagged, this daily naked point of control, and then an immediate turnaround. RSI looks pretty just bad though, just bad. Maybe we're starting to see a little bull div here. If we get something like this and then we do take out this low, I could maybe see lower time frame bull div playing out. But yeah, I mean, you're going to want to see it hold here. I wouldn't short Bitcoin. There's just better shorts out there, but this is that key level for sure. No doubt about it.
Yeah. So Max, what do you think is the better opportunity here? Taking a long on Bitcoin or looking for potentially breakdown shorts on altcoins on a higher time frame?
Yeah, probably looking for altcoin shorts, unless we see ETH/BTC continue to rally. I mean,
It's very funny that it's green today, isn't it?
it is hard not to notice it. Let's see. It's yeah, it is. It's a little over 1% green, but
Mean reversion or strength? I think that's the question.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it really lost structure, but I mean, look, if you reclaim 0.059, you could, in theory, move a little bit higher. I mean, you could do something like this, and this could have been a huge bear trap. But until that happens, I wouldn't really be bullish altcoins. I would just assume that this is probably going to come up and do something like this. And then, this is your deviation like that. So yeah, it's hard to be bullish altcoins. I mean, I think you could certainly structure a pair trade, depending on what Bitcoin does here. Because even if Bitcoin does bounce here, even if Bitcoin bounces here and we sweep this low and then bounce, I don't think altcoins are going to put in that big of a move, truthfully.
What are some of our favorite altcoins kind of telegraphing? Let's look at Sol.
Let's look at Sol.
Short on Sol near the top, given in the BB Discord, by the way, guys.
Sol is not really doing a whole lot today. I wonder if Sol
my DoorDash arrived. Sorry about that, guys.
You get coffee?
Just Starbucks?
Yeah.
Would you order a
basic tuck?
Yeah, this is basic tuck here. I got a little Gouda sandwich thing with bacon.
Sounds so nice.
And a cold brew.
Yeah, it sounds nice. So here's what I think about Sol, man. We know that Sol's been leading the market a little bit. Sol is definitely coming into an area of support. Like we're at this right at the mid range of this weekly FEG, and we're holding very, very nicely, even in the face of Bitcoin not looking amazing, right? But here's the mid range of it. What I'll do is I'll get rid of the background. So this is your weekly FEG right here. Here's the mid range of it. So you go down to the lower time frames. I mean, we're holding there. We're definitely holding right where we need to be. So I don't know. I mean, I could see this. I mean, it looks bad too, right? Because you've got all this right here.
Yeah.
So that's heavy. But I mean, of course, if you reclaim like this, then we're talking about something like this. If we're just being honest, like if Bitcoin holds here and Sol is holding the mid range of this FEG, then we're talking about potential expansion. And you want to be careful because it is holding this level that it's supposed to be. And if this ends up being a deviation and it lines up with Bitcoin ending up, recovering from here, yeah, just look out. Like this thing will absolutely explode, but it has to reclaim this level here, 2350 or sorry, 2250.
You know what I love about Sol when it tops, Max? No bounces.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
No bounces.
I mean, I'm not like leaning towards this, but I just can't help but notice like we're holding right where we should be. Bitcoin is coming into an area that I would expect it to at least try to bounce. Just be a little careful here. I mean, you're kind of shorting. If you're new to the short, you're kind of shorting into support, but this also looks terrible. Like it looks so bad.
I think that Sol to me looks like it's gonna puke the whole. It's gonna do the whole BART pattern, probably through support, but I don't know how vicious it's gonna be necessarily until we know what sort of pullback we get on Bitcoin, right? But I think the Sol Bitcoin pair looks particularly terrible. I think this thing has a ways to go, to be honest. And I mean, let's look at some the other altcoins that we've been using as a bit of a barometer. I mean, we talked about BNB. What is Curve looking like? Good old Curve.
Good old Curve.
Good old Curve. Oh,
I got to get rid of all these. Hang on.
We get it, Max. You have TradingView Premium.
I like my indicators. I like to just have them all available easily right here, not have to go back and monkey with them too much. So, I mean, look, man, here's what's going on with Curve. Question is this your range low right here? I don't know.
PO3, baby.
Deviation?
Send it.
What's the naked point of control for that deviation?
Of just the deviation?
Just the deviation, yeah.
41.8.
Because if that doesn't have a big bounce, that thing is going probably to, we're going to have the liquidation price fears again, man.
Yeah, people have like forgotten about Curve, honestly. It seems like no one wants to talk about it.
Dude, I was reminding people of Curve all the last like month on Spaces. Nobody wanted to talk about it. Shove it under the rug.
Just keep pushing the ETH tail, or keep hiding the ETH tail risk for as long as possible, so it'll all blow up at the exact same time.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait. I can't wait for that day because I know I can't wait for that day because we're gonna have crazy fear in the market from the sense of like potentially systemic risk, and I'm just not looking forward to that at all. I was being very sarcastic.
I hate systemic risk in crypto, man. I don't mind just like prices going down and stuff, but it's so annoying having to think about like not being able to get your money out, stuff like that. It's just it's so annoying. I hate that. I hope we don't have that again for a long time. Oh, what is ETH doing?
There goes Matic.
Max, you
Max, get on the
time.
Get on the 3 minute, brother. Get on the 3 minute.
See what's behind me.
Pluto.
The planet of destruction. Man.
I think we get a bounce here, though. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, it sounds like a little cope, Tommy. Sounds like a little cope.
I'm sure.
All right, this is a little more than a sweep here, Bitcoin. That's not quite what we were looking for.
I think Matic's going to get hit here between 51 and 52.
Oh, man. Wait, hang on. You guys got to see what just happened.
Did the 15-minute destroyer catch it?
Oh, that's a good question.
Look at that wick. Settle down.
Oh, no. No, wait.
You failed us, Tucker.
I told you to fade above 0.52.
That wick just to stop out your sniper.
Yeah. Dude, no, but look at this trend line. Yeah, perfect bounces. I mean...
Oh, that's the Cheeto meme right there.
Yeah, that's the Cheeto in the meme. But that's what it's bouncing on.
I think if you're going to get a bounce from alts, you're probably going to see it reflected in the Solana market first.
Yeah.
Given where it is.
Sol moving yet or no? Here, let me check.
Not really.
See, that's because Sol was kind of the first to dump. And it's sitting, I don't know. I don't have a ton of conviction on follow through here either direction, man. Like this just feels really, really choppy. Like Sol should be dumping on this. ETH is holding up here.
Look,
ETH bounced right off today's point of control.
So far.
I mean, bounced off today's point of control. Bitcoin, I mean, I said this morning in the Discord. I said alts actually look a little bit better than Bitcoin. Like I felt like Bitcoin dominance was going to pull back just a little bit.
All right, fellas, I got to run and get on that call.
Okay.
I think with a lot of these alt Bitcoin pairs is they kind of, like you said, Max, I mean, Solana led to the downside. This is almost kind of Bitcoin catching up in a sense. Oh,
there we go.
This is almost, kind of Bitcoin catching up in a sense, in my eyes. Although I don't think that Bitcoin's just fall off a cliff yet. Maybe it does. It wouldn't shock me. But I think we have another day or so of shenanigans around here before any real volatility.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. I don't know. I just can't really be that bullish, or I'm sorry, bearish Bitcoin here. I mean, it looks bad, right? Like it doesn't look great, but I mean, this is still all right. Let's clear this up and just redo this chart here. Okay.
It is funny seeing all the alt Bitcoin pairs green today.
Yeah, and it looked like that this morning.
Guess which one's not green?
Oh God. I don't know which one.
Near.
Well, there's no one trading near.
Nobody wants near, man. It's just VCs dumping on you perpetually.
Yeah, yeah. So if you're looking at Bitcoin, I mean, yes, we technically, if you want to use kind of a diagonal little normie trend line, yes, we had, if you want to draw it like this, we technically had a little break of trend here. But when you're actually looking at market structure, I would consider market structure still intact right here. I know it's aggressive, right? But I would say unless we went down and put in like a double bottom here, then I would expect us to do this. I would say as long as you're, as long as you remain, I would just say like just kind of above here, like in this general region, give or take, I think market structure is still bullish. Okay. And I wouldn't be that bearish Bitcoin. But again, if you lose this, and then you come back up, it's probably hammer time, then we'll talk about it.
I think given how disgusting Bitcoin has traded over the last 2 to 3 weeks, any other asset with this structure, I would say there is absolutely zero chance to go higher. But because Bitcoin has been trading like a pure scam over the last 2 or 3 weeks, I will say we technically have not broken market structure yet. But this is a big level, and I kind of look at that. I wouldn't call it a vertical accumulation structure, but that little structure that we put in just above your blue box over the weekend before we went to 28K on that huge squeeze candle that we put in.
Mm-hmm.
I think that level is probably the one that bulls have to hold because a lot of long delta came in there. And if you flip that, then I think not only has at that point the market structure shifted bearish, but probably the profile as well.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's got to be here, it's got to be here. But it's throwing me off that ETH BTC is actually bouncing. I mean, look at this damn chart, man. Like, why? This is either a huge deviation.
Oh wow, ETH Bitcoin's bounced a lot on the on some lower time frame RSI. So I bet you the kickback on it is going to be pretty gnarly.
You think it's going to puke from here?
Yeah, I do. Probably later this week.
Something like this.
I had a friend mention in my Discord the move index. Let's take a look at that. He said it looks ready to explode.
Ooh, look at yields. Where are you going, yields?
TLT is just up only. Man, oh man. $92, $93 on TLT by end of October. What do you say?
Dude, I'm with it. You know how I'm positioned. All right. Yeah, look at this.
Oh, man.
Can we even do TA on this thing?
I don't think so, but it looks like you need you better pray this is distribution.
All right, let's do this.
Man.
Move index, TLT.
So if TLT rips, does the move index also rip? I assume yes.
Let's mark out some tops and bottoms here. Yeah. mean, yeah, if the move index moves up, I mean, just going on the lower time frames, let's go to like the daily and just look at what happened over here. See, but this was down, right? I don't know. I've never really traded with this. I can't pretend like I have.
I have a buddy who's been tracking the move index for a few weeks now. He's been kind of anticipating a breakout in that capacity. I also have some friends though that are bullish banks into earnings this week. Interestingly enough,
Little XLF play maybe.
Yeah,
let's check it out. XLF. Already have it, but we'll throw it there at the bottom.
How's she looking? It's really hard to gain any signal looking at the chart. I was looking at it yesterday and I was just thinking, I mean,
yeah,
it looks like the Russell.
It does. I don't mind this right here. This ain't bad right here. Took out these equal lows. I like that. Took out these lows right here. I like that. I mean, I don't know. I don't really trade this too much, but I would think that maybe something like this. And then you come up and, retest all this supply up here. Oops.
Yeah,
that wouldn't be too bad.
That would make sense to me.
Yeah, I mean,
I have no idea how banks perform on earnings, so it's not like a sector I typically trade.
The best way to learn about a sector you don't trade is by trading it.
Very true.
Not by watching it, by getting in the trenches, being down on a position and having to learn about it. So
that's a great point though, actually. Like the last thing that you said, being down on a position, I feel like more than anything else forces you to learn how to trade the asset that you previously didn't, more than anything else. Like nothing will make you understand the asset that you're trading more than being underwater trading it.
Literally. No, it's true, man. Like whenever I've been down on a position, like if I did that amount of due diligence before I took the position, I'd be so much better off. But I mean, when your back's against the wall, you really go deep, I've learned so much about how like bonds trade this year just from playing TLT all year and like not playing it at the right times. Like I've done okay on it, but I would like get in. See, and that's the problem with something like a TLT or TMF is it's such a high time frame play, and you have to do a good job differentiating between like low time frame price action and a 6 to 12 to 18 month trade thesis. And I didn't do that in the very beginning. So it was just this weird combination. And I was like, all right, well, now I need to know what to look out for so I can better position on the low time frame to get out of this thing and actually reposition for the high time frame. That's a mouthful, but there's actually some truth to just like taking a position and figuring it out. It's not smart, but I've learned a lot. So I'm thankful.
Nothing like learning about how to trade something by staring at the 1 minute chart incessantly for, however long. That's typically how I learn.
It is so true.
Let's look at some Will's outlook timeframes on crypto. I want to see. Let's zoom out and look at some weekly and monthlies to see if that maybe gives us any more clarity here.
Absolutely. I just wanted to draw a volume profile real quick on BNB to see how toast it is. Yep. Well, let's do this. Instead of 1 standard deviation, let's put it at 2. All right. This is the shove spot. From within this range, we are at about 2 standard deviations from all of the volume that's occurred. So,
No bounce from Bitcoin. Really just kind of alts mechanically bouncing.
We have a hold from Bitcoin and alts doing whatever.
Alt's going sideways while Bitcoin goes lower to run up those alt Bitcoin pairs, man. They're squeezing out the pair traders.
That's tough. That's tough. ETH doesn't look bad here.
What does the monthly look like on ETH? I'm curious. I think the monthly on Bitcoin is still technically green.
Yeah, it is. I don't think we've swept the monthly open yet.
What does the RSI look like on that? Oh, you got old.
See, this is a tough look here. Let me turn these colored candles off. This is a tough look because we fired.
That's a big rejection.
Yeah, it is. We fired. I mean, look at where we fired into, man. Like right into the mid-range of that monthly FEG. Ooh. And look what happened. That was such a textbook short. I don't know why I didn't take that. But yeah, this was
clean.
Really clean, man. Look at that thing. Just throw some orders at 1760. This was the trade here, man. This was right at the mid-range. Probably throw a stop like right up here. Down to this wick. That was the trade right there. But the trade was not taken by moi. I'm just cashed up right now. I don't know.
Are you sideline, Max?
I'm a sideline or. Oh.
It's like people will criticize you for being sidelined while the market's gone sideways for 6 months.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, man, is like just holding mostly cash has actually been a winning position. Even if you haven't been making a lot of money, it's like cash is a position, especially if you're long-term bullish on the space. Denominate your net worth in Ethereum or Bitcoin or whatever asset that you choose to invest in. And if you're holding cash while they're bleeding, you effectively have a one-time, like a 1x short on everything. So, you know, pick your spots, play where you feel comfortable, but cash is a position. You know, if Bitcoin goes down to, if I sold all my Bitcoin at 30K and it goes down to 15K, I can buy twice as much Bitcoin. That's a win. It's a huge win. And if you're skilled enough to actually short, then do it.
And if you've been holding cash, I mean, think about it from the standpoint of if you've been holding cash instead of altcoins, instead of just Bitcoin, right? Yes, Bitcoin and technically ETH to a lesser extent are green on the year, but you know, if you had invested your trading capital or your cash into altcoins, there's a very high likelihood that they would be lower than where they started the year. And that's something that we were talking about with Jackus after the show the other day, like why people are so everywhere on CT and FinTwit are so, unhappy, even though we are up on the year. And I think it's because the moves have been very quick and hard to catch if you have been sidelined for one. And of course, what we just said with altcoins, where if you were long alts hoping to get beta instead of Bitcoin, and you're still holding those alts, God forbid, you're hurting right now, or at the very least, you've round tripped some gains.
Yeah, it's been a tough market, man. And you said something very noteworthy. The moves have been very, very quick. You don't have the luxury of being a little bit late to a move. Not this year. You know, you've had to position beforehand. Taking a look at Solana on the higher time frames, I mean, it's still
ogre, Max.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we've got a weekly breaker here. We've got a weekly FEG. We're holding both right now. I don't know if this is a great level to short. You know, I mean, you're already positioned, Tommy. It's different, but
before the show, I set some take profits near $17.
17. I mean, 17. I mean, I could see this down here. I don't know how long you're willing to hold it for. I don't know what the funding is like. I could see this. Maybe if we lost this level.
I'd like to see it happen quick. I think it's either going to be very quick or it's going to be one of those just like god awful, chop downs on SOL before an eventual, puke. I feel like this week will be pretty telling, given where Bitcoin's position, right? Bitcoin's in a precarious spot. If Bitcoin is going to puke here, possibly even puke support, you probably see like I said, you probably see an outsized move in some of these altcoins, Solana being one of them.
How about this?
I bet you would like that for the sake of our bet.
I would. No, I'd like this. There we go. I need it much longer.
Oh man.
That's what I need.
Oh man. If they do that, I'd be pissed.
If they do that, I'd be so happy.
Pissed. That would be gnarly.
I don't think this looks too bad, man. I mean, it looks like crap, right? But it's technically at high time frame support. We do have points of confluence here. Let's throw a volume profile on this bad boy. Let's see how we're looking.
Let's anchor it from the FTX capitulation, probably.
That's a lot of volume, Tommy.
Can we do it from the gap down?
I did it from the low. You want from the top?
Yeah. Oh man.
Uh-oh, Tommy. And then look at all this. Look at all this extra volume down here for me. Oh baby.
You mean future capitulation sellers?
Future support to be lost. Oh, look who we got.
I'm back.
Yo.
Mr. Frappuccino.
No, it's just a cold brew. It's got a little 2% in it. It's all good.
How many milligrams of caffeine are you rocking in that thing?
That's an important question.
I don't know. Hopefully like 300, something like that.
Yeah. I feel like what's that? That's a cold brew?
Mm-hmm. No, it's not. Yeah, it's not a nitro. I couldn't find the nitro option on DoorDash because I don't know why, but
oh man, synthetic pair traders are in the mud as Bitcoin finally starts moving.
Synthetic pair traders are muddy.
I really think Bitcoin's going to give some sort of bounce here soon, but my God, it looks bad.
Yeah.
Wait,
it does look pretty ugly.
Tommy, what are you doing, man?
What am I doing?
What are you doing?
Man, I'm just waiting for Matic to continue consolidating sideways before a big Thursday puke. That's what I'm waiting for.
Evan Casey, man. I know you're in the Discord, but you didn't catch that one. Given by Hagrid this morning.
That is a juicy one.
That is a juicy one.
That is a good one. Good little scalpy scalp.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Bitcoin's at support, but God, she looks weak. She looks weak.
I really wanted it. I thought it would hold 27, basically 27.1. I think it comes down here now. Yeah, I think it comes down here, man.
Oh my goodness, BNB.
26K.
You cannot look any worse.
Not asking for much. What's BNB doing?
That's the real question. It's just sitting at range low.
You guys like my parabola?
Boomerang?
Yeah, your boomerang.
Yeah.
Guys, just a real quick reminder. We got 42 people watching. We got 29 likes on the video. If you guys could please just take one quick moment, smash that like button. It really does wonders for the channel, really helps us grow. Thank you guys for the continued support. But if you have not liked the video yet, please consider liking it. And additionally, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, this is Market Check brought to you by Because Bitcoin. We run this show Monday through Friday, every single weekday. We are here with me, Max, Snorlax, Tucker, normally Will's Outlook, and Jackus as well. A little short staff this morning, but we're here every single weekday. This is a daily show, so please consider not only liking, but perhaps subscribing to the channel as well. Thank you guys again for the support.
Trendline bounce? Trendline bounce?
Good.
Normie trend bounce.
We get a short-term bounce, man. I'm still thinking short-term bounce, but I think that into probably Thursday afternoon into Friday is probably a good time to look for small coin shorts personally.
So you think little baby bounce up here, maybe Bitcoin retest 27.2, altcoins put in a little dead cat bounce against their BTC pairs, and then ogre.
Basically.
24-minute Tucker, what?
You wouldn't understand the edge, Max.
I
You
don't.
couldn't comprehend the edge.
God, dude, that's some mental illness.
About the 35-minute. I'm actually a big fan of the 35-minute. What, you think we come back into here? You think we just?
I think we could retest. I think we could retest that and back down. It's possible.
Maybe sweep 27.4.
Yeah.
Difficult for me to see it too much higher than that because I'm thinking at this point it might have broken down from distribution. Given that that's my bias on altcoins, I'm going to assume that Bitcoin's doing the same.
Yeah, let's just get rid of all this. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. All right. Distribution. It's over. I mean, what you could say, here's your value deviation. Don't make me draw the PO3.
I do like to pose this point. How would people view this range if you completely eliminated the grayscale pump? And to me, it looks like it could not look more like a textbook bear flag if you eliminate the grayscale pump.
Yeah, it definitely changes things. It definitely changes things. It actually looks very similar to if you were to look at March and April of 2022. March and April of 2022.
Here?
To the right. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
That looks somewhat similar. And the bull in me doesn't like it. But I think I can see enough similarities. And it took a while for that to actually break down, right? We spent some time up there, but
wait, similar to which piece of this?
And I remember at that top, I had I was looking for just the highest beta short that I could possibly find, and I shorted Filecoin. It was so liquid. I got hunted within seconds. They started pushing price against me against the rest of the market on freaking Filecoin. I ended up taking profit for a really good gain, and then over the next month, I think Filecoin went down like 80%. So I fumbled a huge bag.
I've never traded Filecoin.
I could tell you exactly where I traded it if we pulled the chart up.
Let's do it.
FIL ticker. This is a Kobe coin. It was the BART. Yeah.
Here?
That, man. I caught the top of that, man.
Where?
Or I caught the breakdown as it was going. And I had such a, was that it?
August 22?
No, it was further back.
Oh my
That
God.
one.
It had to be
It was
this.
that one, man. And
Dude.
I took profit after probably like a $2 move on it. That was a mistake. I was massively short Filecoin from that top.
Dude. Tommy was short from right here.
I ended up just trading Bitcoin during the whole Luna crash because I felt like I was seeing it more clearly than altcoins.
Yeah.
That was back when that was actually the first time that I traded on GMX, which if you caught the token pump, congratulations. Trading on GMX back then is actually why I completely faded the token because I hated it so much.
Jeez.
So there is some alpha there. Sometimes being early and using the product will cost you the ability to make money on a pump.
What are equities doing today? Ken Griffin special day.
Yeah,
Look at that.
I even looked at Spoos today, man.
So let me show you guys my chart real quick. I see some similarities here for sure. It ain't perfect, but I see enough.
Oof.
You know what I mean? And that we could spend a little time here now doing, this whole dance. We could do this,
Ooh.
But if we lose that range, bruvs, I don't think it's going to be an imminent breakdown. Maybe we'll just let the fractal tool do it for us. I don't have to talk about it.
I will say if we break down and if you're a bull, you better pray to God that we hold at 22 to 23K. You better pray to God. That's my personal opinion.
Or else Naka was right.
No, or else Capo was right.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite right, but
No, he was super wrong.
Kappa will be vindicated.
Capo was wrong, but might be vindicated.
He might be vindicated eventually.
But he still will have been wrong.
So maybe this is something like this, guys. What do we think?
I could see it.
Es posible?
What is that going to? Yeah, I could see that. I have the
What is that, by next week? We're at 23.
I mean, ignore the time. It won't play out just like that.
You can't ignore the time, Max. You can't ignore the time.
All right, that would be.
I have similar timing on mine. I don't know if Max, you saw what I posted in our Discord like 30 minutes ago, but that long-term fractal.
I see it with the bear face. It's
yeah.
a cute bear.
Was it a plutonic special?
Of course.
It was a Lance plutonic special. So it would be by like end of next week, middle of next week, give or take.
It should nuke into the end of the month is what all these fractals are saying.
Yeah.
It's a recover here or it's ogre, but I think we could chop here for a little bit. So
yeah, I could see it too. Maybe a day or two of chop before
something like
probably lead to the downside.
Something like this. And this is Tommy said 27.4. I mean, if we came back and if we formed a range right here, like this, if we formed a range here for a little bit, that would probably be ideal. See what I mean?
Oh, I don't want that to happen.
No, that's good. That's good, Tucker. That's more pain when it breaks. If it breaks down right away.
I mean, dude, if you zoom out, we've been chopping here for a long time anyway.
Tucker, it's a fractal, man. I can't
I know.
I can't manipulate it any more than I have. This is it, man.
Blooded chiller bearish on
the manipulator
for shorts. You know who? I wanted to give like just a really, not a shout out or anything, but like kind of cold-blooded chiller is a phenomenal trader. Like he doesn't always catch, every move perfectly, but every high time frame inflection point on crypto, he is always on the right side. So kudos to him.
Is he bearish right now?
Yeah, he is in the camp that we're putting in a lower high, similar to the one that we put in, I think April 2021 or May of 2021, right before we crashed. And I remember he was one of the only people back then who caught that move, and he was very loud bragging about it too. He was like, "Nah, I know y'all got wrecked, but I've been screaming from the rooftops for a long time, so I'm gonna enjoy this win publicly."
Yeah, doesn't look good.
Not looking good, bruv. I've been liking this VWAP more and more. I never really used it a ton in my trading, but I am liking it more. I mean, look at Matic, man. It's just been.
We are now below the monthly open on Bitcoin.
Where's Matic in relation to its yearly VWAP?
Yearly.
Oh, we have we got stone cold rejected from the second deviation of the yearly VWAP, man. It's going to 0.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maddox cooked.
It's
Bulls and Bears
completely-
that I know can all agree on one thing: that Maddox is going to 0.
We find, we get along with a common enemy.
Wait, should we play a little symmetry game? Third standard deviation. Third standard deviation. It's 12 cents.
Oh, where's the next? Where's the one before that?
37.
Wow, that was actually the kind of the target I had short term.
I know.
Kind of wild.
Tommy, when do we short Matic, brother? You're the guy.
Man, I'm waiting for. I think we get one more pop near 52 cents on Matic, and that'll probably be it.
Tommy. No, Hagrid caught the top, man.
Right? I mean, that might have been the top this morning. We might not clear that high.
Tucker, I got some symmetry for you, brother. You want to see some symmetry? You're gonna like this too.
Yeah, let's see it.
You ain't seen symmetry yet, brother.
You ain't seen symmetry. That's good.
Deviation, bruv. Deviation. Previous month high, deviation, now previous month low. We take out the Bybit wick.
Oh man. I saw that ETH had a really deep wick on Binance Perps, but I couldn't find the chart that it was on.
I like that, Max. Wait, ETH had a big wick?
Yeah, like it wicked to 1520 on Binance. But I couldn't find the pair that it did that. I just saw
why is ETH still at 1558 and Bitcoin looks like that? What am I missing?
Max, I have it. It went to 1470. Tommy.
Oh, where is it?
Bybit Perps.
No, not on it was like recently. A dump that we had within the last few days.
1530. I got 1530. 1528.
No, it's more recent than that.
I don't know which. You think it was on Binance?
Yeah, I mean, some like volatility quant I follow posted it.
I don't think I saw that.
I couldn't find the ticker that it was on.
Sol is still holding up. ETH is still holding up for now. BNB, I don't even know. Maybe. Bitcoin looks like trash.
We do a little alt Bitcoin into liquidity.
Ooh, man. Oh, man. Where's my Cheeto in the door meme?
Man, it'd be pretty funny, though, if you... I mean, if you waited to short until this morning and then shorted alts instead of Bitcoin, just going sideways.
Yeah, wait, what's sold? Oh, come on. Come on.
Soul's almost done, man.
Yeah.
Alts are just sitting here, man. It's like spooky.
You know, we got Friday the 13th this Friday.
That's right.
Oh, geez.
And we got some crazy astrological stuff going on.
Yeah, don't we? I forgot about that.
Yep.
I forgot what it was. We have a new moon on the 14th, and then there's some other stuff with the 13th.
Tom, you named off like 6 different things that are just
Tucker, go to actually I'll just show you. I drew a VWAP, just the middle one, right from the anchor from the wick, the giant wick we had. We're approaching it.
Yeah, let's see that band multiplier. That's a fun little tool. How'd you do that there, Max?
Anchored VWAP.
Anchored VWAP, anchored volume profile. What the hell is that?
And then watch this, man. When you start throwing fibs on here, look at this. 0.618. Oh man, gold pocket.
Somebody's saying
where
protecting 1550 on ETH because of options. That would make sense. Volatility shorters and all. That's the most interesting thing about options and how they relate to ETH. And also what I would say, scares me the most if ETH has a major unwind is that options do play a role in the sense that, you have, we've talked about it before, right? Like that they basically boost ETH staking. So what happens when you have all these people who are shorting volatility for staking all suddenly forced to cover? You could get a very reactionary event to the downside.
Yeah, you definitely would. Hang on, where's the
I don't think the demand's that big for ETH, man. You're gonna
I had
have to.
yeah, okay. So I had some levels for the ETH options.
Some Deribit insights.
Yeah, not Deribit. I mean, yeah, 1550 is a big level. People were selling. Never mind. But basically, what happens is if all these put sellers have to cover quickly, it's going to be completely over. I don't know why you would sell puts. You could sell calls, but I don't know why you would sell puts on ETH. That's a little bit reckless.
Gotta generate that yield, Tucker.
You can I know, like, you can't be happy with just selling calls and staking ETH and getting like 30% a year. You have to sell puts and calls and stake it just to be a greedy. Oh man. Crazy.
50 is a good level for ETH once that's gone. I mean, you're probably at least seeing a 200-point move lower before any bounce, if I had to guess.
Equities are still strong, huh? Oh wait,
No, not so much.
No, you're on ES. I saw 43.89. I was like,
I think they're baiting bears to scam it one more time.
I mean, look at that, man.
Cope, Tommy. I'm kidding. They fully could.
Yeah, I could see him take the high again, Tommy. I would agree with that. Like this.
Oh, on equities for sure.
Yeah, I could see this right here, and then right here, and then
Yeah. What was that, Max?
no, nothing.
We should clip that.
I know. We will clip that.
Now someone's gonna clip that and tweet it at me. I already know it. Damn it. Something like this.
And I think that's just been confluent with my whole idea on the VIX too, which is that I think it can come into 15, 16 and then find support and bounce in confluence with equities finding a top. But if the VIX loses that support while you have the dollar nuking in the way that it is, it's a lot harder to be bearish on equities.
I don't really think this isn't like that great, but the spirit of the move is what I want to look at, where I mean this right here. You know how we like put in a high. I don't think we'll drop this aggressively, but we'll come back in, and you don't get the perfect short on the first move with equities. They never give you that much of a freebie. So I mean, even something like this, see, you short and then they come back and you just get swept. Oops. See this bad boy? You catch the short, stop you out, or whatever. It's just such liquidity games. I think they'll take the high again. Like that.
Locally? Or you mean like the yearly high?
No, I think locally they'll take the high, and then if it is bearish, you short right here. I think you short 44. I think you short 4-4. 4-4.
In spirit of CZ.
It's
4-4-4-4.
Tommy. Yes, sir. Ready? Here it is, man.
Put the alarm there, man. 4444 if we get that high. I'm
I
just
am
blindly
max shorting that level.
I'm probably blindly shorting that level, yeah.
All right, we're gonna turn the alerts on. I'll text you if it gets hit.
Wait, is Biden talking yet?
Oh wait, this is ES, not S.
Yeah, this is ES.
Oh, Biden's talking today?
Yeah, he's gonna come out and smooth over what happened this morning.
What if he just rips the market, man? What a guy.
What a guy.
He comes out with the sole intention to pump Matic.
God, Sol is just holding up too. These altcoins holding up are just throwing me off.
I'm gonna
Just
steal the
shouldn't-
screen here real quick, guys.
What'd you say?
I'm gonna steal the screen real quick.
Lance.
He's pulling a Tommy.
Wanted to show this.
Plutonic.
Underside retest of one standard deviation VWAP.
Yes.
Is that 444444444?
Not quite,
4421.
but I think we can, come out here. Maybe
Mm.
might get up there. Maybe.
Yeah, but see, I'm on ES too, so you're on SPX.
So it's like 20 points. Yeah.
If
Biden
this is bearish,
BNB.
yeah.
That's pretty good.
I think we're gonna do something like this.
I mean, it looks literally perfect so far. Can't take that away from you. What's the time on that drop, and where does it go to?
I'm not gonna share where it goes to, but the time on it.
You couldn't handle the truth, Max.
It's after OPEX that we start dropping.
No, he means I won't share it on stream. He means as soon as we go off stream, he's going to show me.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Lance Plutonic.
You're back on camera.
I know. God, that looks so ugly.
Dr. Plutonic.
There she
Biden
goes.
probably
26.
Yeah, she's going. She's going right now. Yeah. See ya. Oh no.
Bitcoin.
Who could have foreseen?
It probably wants this point of control, man. There's some equal lows here too.
Who could have foreseen?
Isn't it the coast?
I think it wants this level right here. Point of control, equal lows. I don't know. Maybe we bounce first and then do it, but I think that level gets taken right here at some point. I don't know. We could for sure bounce before because, I mean, now we're talking about, we're talking about value area right here. So it wouldn't be that surprising. And we've got a little order block right here.
Yeah, they just trapped a bunch of late shorts. That's real.
Yeah. So this level, I don't know, could probably get retested. 27.2 value area, high retest with order block, and then down, something like that. I don't know exactly, but
I'm excited, man. This kind of confirms the short alt trade to me. That I'm going to be looking out for that over the next few days.
just because you're getting your dead cat bounce for alt BTC pairs.
Yeah, and that Bitcoin's catching up and now breaking structure. I kind of don't expect Bitcoin to give too much of a bounce at this point, given that we're already at 26.7. We'll have something, obviously, probably with a new daily open. I don't know how much to expect with altcoins, but I do think as long as the bounce on Bitcoin isn't a huge one, that I'm going to be looking to short more alts very soon.
So here's Sol BTC. So maybe maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, they definitely just trapped some late shorts here on Bitcoin. Yeah, look at that wick. God, who shorted 26?
Evan, you better not have shorted that, man.
Like, who comes in there?
Evan caught the short. He didn't short the low. I think
Oh,
he's
good,
been short
good,
for this
good.
move on Bitcoin.
Good.
What is USDR? Oh my God. USDR is trading below 50 cents now. What the hell is USDR?
What is USDR?
Some stable coin scam that I guess is unbacked. Oh, it's the real estate backed stable coin on Polygon, apparently.
Oh,
I didn't know that was a real thing.
you mean
Okay.
the future of
I didn't
finance?
either, but Valentin was on it, man. He was on it an hour ago.
There is no second best.
No, there's not.
Someone
right.
swapped 130K USDR for 0.0001 USDC.
No.
Oh,
Oh man.
Down
Terrible.
horrendous. But yeah, we can start to wrap things up if y'all are good with that. We've been going for about an hour and a half. It's been a bit of a marathon week for us guys. I think that's 5 hours and 3 days on Market Check. So we are killing the game here this week. Hope you guys are enjoying the content. We are enjoying the volatility, and I'm pretty sure it's just getting started. So I'm getting really, really, really excited for the next few weeks, man. I mean, I can't even contain my excitement as far as the type of movement in the market that I think we might see. And the trading opportunities that that's going to present. Just could not be more excited about that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Make sure to leave a like and subscription if you have not already and you did enjoy the stream. And if you really enjoyed the stream, I'm going to plug it one more time here before we wrap up. We do have access to some of our premium content or links to our premium content in the description of this YouTube video, as well as the link tree of our Twitter bio. But that's all from us, guys. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow. Bringing you guys another day of coverage of financial markets, crypto, equities, and everything in between. Y'all have a great rest of your Wednesday. And yeah, can't wait to see you tomorrow. Thanks.